Okay? So we find the exhaust with our hand, and we turn it on and we move it towards them, let them feel it. Okay? Now, they also happen to notice the smell. Is that a bad thing? No. We just put mulberry, orange, lemon, and all that in here, and they know how awesome this smells. And now the next thing we do is turn their machine on, put it up in their face, and we're like, oh my God, that thing stinks. And sometimes they'll say, oh, that smells terrible. I'll say, yeah, your machine aromatizes too, doesn't it? Okay? And I'll make a joke, but I don't ever say anything negative about the vacuum. Okay? I never bring the smell up till they do. Okay? So we found the 4 parts: intake, motor, bag or filter, and exhaust. And how do we find the exhaust? We turn it on. We used what? Right. Okay. Notice one thing I didn't do too is I didn't tell them where the parts are. I did what? I asked you where your intake is. You said, well, it's right here. Where's the motor at? And it's probably under here somewhere, right? Okay. And you have filters in you, but do you have any idea where your machine blows the air back out? And I said, well, I don't know. And we turn it on and everybody feel it. Okay. But now I know where I'm going to put my light in a minute. I know it's going to be right here. Okay, not back here somewhere, because sometimes, honestly, I've been in home and the vacuum cleaner, I thought the exhaust was here, but it's actually over here. So you need to turn it on and feel. That way you'll know where to put the light. Okay, now once you do that, flip the page over, because we found the 4 parts, found the exhaust with our hands. Flip it over here, and I read this right here. It says, fine dirt particles are able to pass through the pores of a vacuum cleaner bag. Do you know what porous means? Porous? Holes. It's got holes, right? I don't know if you drink coffee, but a good example of something that's porous is a coffee filter. Coffee filters have holes in them. The holes are big enough to let the water pour through, but small enough that the grounds of coffee don't go through. You agree? Okay. See, vacuum cleaner bags and filters have to have holes too. The holes have to be big enough to allow the air to go through, but small enough to hopefully keep what inside? The dirt, right? Okay. Now, you'll notice this is actually a sponge. You agree it's porous? Okay. And then look underneath. You see the pores in that? Okay. And I'm just going to kind of hit this a little bit and show you the dirt that's on that. See that? Okay. Now, again, you had another filter underneath here. Of course, probably never researched it, but see that? Would you agree that's porous? Okay. Why do you think they would put a filter behind the other filter?
Catch all the dirt.
You know what they're saying? Well, we know that filter's not going to,
Catch everything.
so let's put, right, okay. Did you know you had another filter down here?
No.
Again, I'm not trying to be smart. But Hillary, why did Bissell put a filter behind that filter, which is behind that filter?
Catch everything.
What are they saying? Well, we know those two,
Aren't going to catch it.
so let's put this one, right? So if this is dirty, which you can see it is, that's obviously dirt that got through what, Carla?
All those 2.
Those two, okay? And first of all, you can see it's porous, okay? And you see how dirty it is, okay? That's pretty big particles that got through those filters, okay? Now, all right. Back together. Now, the next thing you want to do, because there's 3 steps to a vacuum. Find the exhaust with your, beat the crap out of the, which I just did. You agree? I hit them. I didn't just tap them. I hit them. Okay. And the third thing is you blow the dirt out. You hold the light on it. You show them the stuff coming out. That's the 3 steps. You want to find the exhaust with your hand, beat the crap out of filters, and blow the dirt out. Okay. The problem is if I turn the machine on right now and held the light on it, blew the dirt out, you know what some smart person, smart aleck, somewhere would say to me? Oh, it blew out because you just hit my filters. Right. So before I blow the dirt out, in between step number 2, hitting the filters, and number 3, where you actually blow it out, I go back and I cover these facts right here first. And it says bacteria multiplies one dark, filthy place. Let me ask you this, Hillary. Where do you keep your vacuum?
In the closet.
I'm not saying your closet's filthy, but it's warm and it's dark. You agree?
Mm-hmm.
You agree it's filthy inside there? We learned in biology class, Hillary, in high school, bacteria multiplies in one dark, filthy. The inside of your vacuum cleaner is the perfect place for germs to multiply. Okay. Do you know what a sewing thimble is?
Yeah.
Like you play Monopoly or sing Grandma Sew? You know, a sewing thimble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, about that big, holds about a gram. They said if you scooped a scoop full of dirt out of an average vacuum cleaner bag or filter, a gram of dirt would contain 5 million germs. There's a place in Lenoir, North Carolina that used to buy vacuum cleaner bags from, they would actually send bags to school with the kids, and say, bring us your mom and dad's vacuum cleaner bag. And they would pay them because they actually, that's how they get the allergy medication. They make it from the allergens. They have to have the allergen to make the allergy medication, okay? There's all kinds of filth and bacteria inside of a vacuum cleaner bag. I always tell everybody, we don't think about it, but you have 2 trash cans here in your home. One's in the kitchen. You know where the other one is? It's inside your vacuum cleaner. You know, Carla, we wouldn't eat out of either one, but I'd come closer eating out of my kitchen garbage bag than I would my vacuum cleaner. This is a nasty place, okay? How can y'all change a kitchen garbage bag? If you don't, it starts what? Stinking. How often do we ever dump this? How often do we change these filters? Once a month, once every couple weeks, right? Never change the filters, right? It'd be like dumping the trash out, leaving the same trash bag. Don't do that, okay? You have the bacteria growing in there. No, we put all this stuff in the closet, let it rot for 2 or 3 weeks. Then we turn the vacuum cleaner on and blow air through it and wonder why it smells bad. You smell that bacteria, okay? Now, let me ask you this. I always throw this in. I like to throw this in. Have you ever opened up your refrigerator and a smell hit you? And you think, man, I've left something here too long. You start looking down at the bottom and the crisper and all that. See what we did? We went on vacation, left some milk, Hillary. That was, I think it was expired before we ever left. When we got back a week later, it took my breath when I opened the refrigerator. But you know what that was? That smell was Mother Nature's way of telling me to not what?
Not drink that.
Don't drink the milk. You're going to get sick. If something's dead and infected on the highway, a dead animal, it has an odor, doesn't it? That's God's way or Mother Nature's way of saying what? Don't eat that meat. It's infected, right? The smell coming out of our vacuum cleaner. That's Mother Nature's way of saying, Carla, it's not healthy to breathe. Okay? Can I get you to help me real quick? And then this is where I blow the dirt out. Okay? So I do all of that in between number 2 and number 3. I talk about 2 trash cans. Mother Nature has the odor for a reason. You smell the bacteria. It's a warning signal, and all that. However you want to word it. Okay? And then I just hand them the light. Now, if I handed you the light and say, can I get you to hold my light for me? And I moved it up to her and she were to stand up. So like stand up. What if she stood up? Sorry. What if she stood up? What'd I say? I said, no, I need you to sit back down. I'm sorry. You got to be eye level with this. They will sometimes, when I hand them a light, they tend to stand up for some reason. I don't know why, okay? So I said, no, I need you to stay seated, okay? So you want to make sure they're eye level with it, right? Now, you always want the exhaust pointing up. In every meeting you ever come to where we covered a vac kill, someone's going to ask you, what direction do you want the exhaust pointing? And somebody in the room is going to say, towards the customer. And I'm going to say, no, you don't want to blow it in their face. You want the exhaust pointing towards the ceiling, okay? So how would I do that? How would I do that? I would lay it down, and I always want the exhaust pointing up, so the exhaust is pointing up. In this case, I like to cock it a little bit because the exhaust is kind of out one side. Okay, you notice this isn't even exhaust on this side, it's closed, all right? So I get you just to hold that light right up over the exhaust there, and I doubt you're going to see a lot, but we'll at least just check and see, okay? Got me? So that's how you do it. Now, you want the exhaust pointing up, the light pointing over it, and you want them looking eye level with the light on. You ready? You ready to blow dirt? How long do I run it?
Just a second.
Maybe even a second. I don't know if it's a second yet. Okay, you ready? You see all that? Let me ask you a question, Hillary. Was that cleaning right there or was that polluting? That's polluting. Now turn the light on now. See this? What are we doing now? Cleaning or polluting? We're cleaning now, aren't we? Does that smell better? It does, doesn't it? Smell better? I'm afraid it's just. I blow the dirt out.
Judah, oh, watch out. Sorry.
I jump back. I almost sneezed. Lord, let me ask you this. I'm not trying to be smart, but and I like to get a commitment here. Here's my commitment. I say, does that blow out like that, Hillary? The whole time you vacuum.
Pretty much.
You just can't watch. You
Clean.
can't see it, right? But let me ask you this. What if I mounted my light up here on the front of your Bissell? For the whole time you vacuum, you already had to watch that field fill out. But you use your machine more or less.
Less.
You think you'd ever use it?
I don't know.
Let me ask you this, Tom. Are we ever going to get rid of this condition in our home? Using what?
The vacuum filter.
Bag and filter. or if you're blowing it right back out, you're never gonna get rid of it. Have you ever heard the old saying, dust and then vacuum? Sorry, vacuum then dust? If you dust it and then you vacuum, what would you have to do again? You have to dust again, okay? Y'all said you've lived in this house for 9 years? Is that right? Don't get mad at me, but this is the same dirt that's been here year after year. Would you rather get rid of it?
Mm-hmm.
See, you can't do that if you're blowing it right back out, okay? That's a pretty good vacuum, okay?